Rain and the windstorm that battered Maine on April 30th and into May 1st caused a lot of damage with flash flooding, and some of that damage was at the Union Fairgrounds. Officials say the most significant damage was on the front stretch of the Arthur Kennedy racetrack, the side stairs to the grandstand, the boardwalk behind the grandstand, and the deck that's connected to the pavilion. Officials estimate it's going to cost more than $20,000 to repair the damage. That's not going to be covered by insurance.
It'll be tough, but we should be able to do it. You know, community does join together, and we're just trying to spread the word to see if anyone else is willing to help.
The first post of the harness racing season at the track is scheduled for July 23rd, so time is short. Friends of the Union Fair Society started the Racetrack Rescue Fund. For information on how to donate, you can go to unionfair.org.